what are you nerding out about now?
Finally, we got one right. The guy can't be bothered to show up for weeks at a time. All right, well, you got in first, sir. What are you nerding out about?
Oh man, the new season of Demon Slayer has come to an end. The Hashira Training Arc, and I'll be honest, most of the season was just build up. But have you watched it yet?
Well, I notoriously got to see the first episode in the theaters.
Okay.
And there's a reason we haven't watched it yet, even though I have Crunchyroll. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. So that finale, though, it has severely hyped up what's coming next. And the plan that they've announced is, as far as I know, there's no more seasons, unless they do what they did before, where they take the movie and turn it into a season. Their plan is a 3-movie trilogy to finish up everything else. And so we're going to get 3 movies and it will be done.
I can live with that.
Yeah. But oh boy. Yeah, no, that I have seen so many clips on Facebook and whatnot of that final episode. 'Cause it is very, very clippable. And it is, yeah, I am very excited to see what's happening. I do think at least one character is going to have a very big tonal shift between what we have come to know and what we will see in these 3 movies. It hinted at it, and it kind of showed the tonal shift, but we don't know. At least in the anime, we don't know what the underlying reason is for that tonal shift. So, but yeah, no, it was so good. And
well, I know it's not Inosuke because he's not even making an appearance yet.
He was in this season.
He wasn't in the first episode. Doesn't count.
I mean.
They left my boy out.
You're not wrong. He's not in the first 3 or 4 episodes, and it's only 8 episodes long.
But he's need to revolt.
No, but he has a scene in the finale, and it is very on the nose for Inosuke. His reaction is so atypical.
That is all
Inosuke.
That is all I want.
Yeah, I'm trying not to do spoilers because it's huge, but oh man. And I've actually seen a couple of clips of people explaining from the source what wasn't fully explained in the episode, because there were some weird decisions that I was like, why did they do it like that? Okay. And so I've seen a couple of things that were explained as well, and so yeah, so it's interesting, and it makes a lot more sense once I've heard some of those explanations. But yeah, if you're not watching it, it is so good, and I believe it's Ufotable that's the
production
people
company or whatever.
Yeah, the production company, and they always have really stunning graphics. Their artists are phenomenal, and they really bring it together with Demon Slayer. Some of their other notable ones are Fate Stay Night. I haven't watched all of the Fate stuff, but Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works was really, really good. If you're wanting something else done by that same company. Again, it is definitely just like Demon Slayer. Well, anime in general, I'm just going to say you should check it out as a parent first before letting your kids watch it, especially if you have young kids like me. Because most anime is not necessarily kid friendly, so
that's
especially young kids. But yeah, people are like, "Oh, yeah, anime, it's a cartoon, it's for kids." No.
I even hesitate talking about some of the stuff. Okay, I can wait. Some of the stuff that I'm actually into, because it is not kid appropriate, but it is really good. But here's AI's take on this right now. Now I want to talk about why I'm not caught up. So I looked up, just said, okay, cool. You said the finale aired. So I just searched Demon Slayer Hashira Training Arc Netflix release date. And AI, of course, Google is everybody's playing with AI. Here's the AI summary. Demon Slayer Hashira Training Arc, the fourth season of the anime series Demon Slayer, premiered on Crunchyroll on May 12th, 2024, with an hour-long episode. So far, it's pretty close. I don't know if that's the exact date, but good enough. The English dub of this first episode premiered on Crunchyroll June 30th. Okay, I don't know.
I don't
checked it
think
out
the
after
English
June 30th, so
dub is out yet.
It is. It is. That's why
Has it started coming out? Okay,
Yeah.
I have. Okay,
that plays into why I don't watch it right now. And with new episodes following each week, so maybe it's English. I don't know how. I don't think Crunchyroll would separate it like two different streams, but it says the finale aired, past tense, aired on August 18th, 2024. You know how many times I looked at that date to make sure I'm like, wait, are we talking about last year? What? No, that says 2024. Wait, so possibly the I don't think the English dub would go out in order like the subs does, but maybe it could. But
so yeah, the English dub has started airing, and if it airs once a week, it'll go for 7 more weeks. So that would be what date was it?
June 30th. It said it aired June 30th is the first.
And what's the August date?
18th.
Yeah, if it airs once a week, it will finish on August 18th. The dub will.
It should, but that's still bad grammatical phrasing. But okay, and that's fine. That's very disappointing that you would do it that way if that were the case, because I do like subbed to a point, but again, you have to be on it. I'm usually doing other things no matter what. So I got Crunchyroll. I did have to break out and buy a Crunchyroll account. Got the cheap one, the $7 one a month or whatever, and I'm enjoying it. And so I told Zoe, it's like, hey, we can actually go ahead and jump in. And I said we may have to read the screen, which we were good with. We went to I cannot stress enough. If there's that Fathom event that you get to watch the Demon Slayer Con, whatever they call it, in, I presume, probably not Tokyo. I think it was a different town, but in the hometown of Demon Slayer, okay, in their home country, it's worth it. It is dubbed the whole time, but it is so worth it. It's so much fun. And they're the actual voice actors of the Japanese one. But here was my problem. We did start it. Now that it's saying the English is on there, the dubbed version is there. I misstated a minute ago. I realized it wasn't the dubbed, it was the sub that we were trying to watch. So that's my bad. I couldn't do it because I've watched every other episode with the English actor voices, that those characters, and of course there's some translation, right? There's some things that culturally it gets translated different when it's in English, in the way even Tanjiro, just slight differences in his character and how he speaks in the original language. And I'm saying it that way because I feel like an idiot if it's not Japanese, and I think it is, but I'm just saying in the original language versus the dubbed. I've just come to know all their quirks in the dubbed world. So we watched maybe 5 minutes of the sun, and Zoe was fine with it. I was like, I just couldn't do it because that's just Tanjiro. He's very respectful, but the way my Tanjiro talks is a little bit more awkward and not socially engaging as well as he should be. Whereas this was like, you're very respectful, almost like an aged man of wisdom with respect. And I just couldn't do it. My ears weren't liking it. My brain wasn't liking it.
Yeah, the inflections were off and everything.
Yeah, just slightly.
Random tangent. Did you know that the English voice actors for Tanjiro and Nezuko are going to be at Dragon Con?
I did know that. Did you know I am trying my damnedest to make a panel that we can ask them to come be on the digital media track. I've yet to find a way to justify it. But yeah, I'm very aware. Very aware. I actually looked at, because we're doing from sketch to screen, how anime and animation is made, and it's by people who are doing it online and those kind of things. So it definitely fits our track. And I looked at their profiles to see if they did anything other than voice acting. Because sometimes you can't. I'm a voice actor, plus I helped animate, or I produce, or maybe I do this project on the side that's similar. So yeah, you know me from Demon Slayer, but check out my. They don't right now. I'm trying, Joe. I am so trying to get them in there. that would be fun. So, all right. So now that Phil has zoned out, we're going to bring it to non-anime here. And this is an older game. Doom Eternal came out during COVID, right? It was already scheduled to release. That was perfect release for Doom for two reasons. I mean, it's COVID, so everybody's panicking, and we might have demons outside. We don't know what COVID does. We don't know. You know, Phil does not like it. You were here last week. You were here. We had him on right now, kid. Yes, and I agree. We should convert him. But I was not intending to buy Doom Eternal, but I had that stimulus money right during COVID, and I do love Doom. I just don't make it a habit of trying to keep up with the games as they come out. But I bought it shortly after launch and played it. It got about halfway through, as I do with most Doom games. It's just mindless fun for me. I love the violence. That's my kind of violence. I love the demon slaying. I love some of the story behind it, the darkness. It's a little like the music metal I love, but you know, it's almost as if somebody who doesn't understand the world of metal music made this game, right? Because it's that outside view of they're all satanic, and oh my god, everything is always edges and spikes, and it's almost that. There's a little bit of that over the top grossness there. And there's my quote. I love the violence, but I do very much enjoy the game. I actually got very excited. They just did some big game announcements at whatever freaking game announcement cons going on in the last couple of weeks. And there's a new Doom game coming out, and it's set in more medieval times. So you get more medieval type weapons because Doom guy is supposed to be ageless, and they're doing a lot of backstory in this game that I'm playing, why it's Doom Eternal. And I'm actually learning some things about it. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't know that. So right now I'm playing back through Doom Eternal and pushing myself because I want to beat that game, not because it needs to be beaten, but I just like the idea of not missing something, knowing the in references, knowing that I played every Doom version that's ever been out there and beat most of them. So that's what I'm doing right now. But I put a little caveat here. I have a hard time focusing. Doom bundle is currently, thank you, Joe, $28 on Steam, 75% off. What is, if you'll look it up when I finish up, we'll talk about what's in that Doom bundle.
Let's see. Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom 64,
yes,
Doom Eternal, Doom Eternal, The Ancient Gods, Part 1 and Part 2.
That's your DLCs.
And then, yeah, some more DLCs, cosmetic skins, sound pack.
Yeah, gotcha.
Doom 3 and Doom 3 expansion.
Yeah, those are okay. Those are not the best.
Oh, so apparently you get two versions of Doom 2, the original and an enhanced re-released version.
That's the better version.
And you get that for Doom 1 too, the regular and the enhanced re-released version.
I wonder if all the old mods would still work. I actually played Doom 1, which was not called Doom 1, right? It's just Doom because it was the first one. And got the Barney mod pack. And it turned certain demons into Barney. And when you shot him with the shotgun, you're, I love you. You love me. And you hear this little kid going, shut the bleep up. Blam. And it's hilarious. It's stupid. It's bad. But it's, so, yeah, I had those. But, yeah, that's a good bundle for $28. Being that Doom Eternal is definitely the newest game and you get the DLC.
Yeah,
it's worth
and it's over half the price. So yeah. It's Doom Eternal.
Yeah. The others are just fun to go back and see where it came from and see the different things that have changed throughout the years. But yeah, that's one of the stuff. I do have a hard time focusing because I like beating games. I buy a game or get a game. Because I have the Ultimate Game Pass. I'll download stuff sometimes just to try it, knowing that it'll be a fun little thing like Hot Wheels Unleashed. Yeah, that was a fun little, I don't do the track builder, but the racing of it was kind of interesting. Other little things like that, trial games. But I lock onto a game because I want to play it. So currently, I have a game called Control, which is very good. And I got to a part where it's a little bit more difficult than the rest of the game had been. It's about halfway, 2/3 of the way through the game. And I just got a point where I put a controller down and try something different. I still have Diablo 4, which I did beat and build my characters, but I still enjoy playing that. I bought that one back at Christmas. And now I'm trying to finish Doom Eternal. And do you ever do this, Joe? Do you ever squirrel out a little bit and forget that you had a game you were playing because you're like, I need to take a break for a minute, and you play other stuff. Then by the time you come back to that
Like,
game,
what was I playing?
exactly, not just what were you playing, you forget it exists, but you find it in your library, go, oh yeah, I haven't played that in a while. Then you have to start over because you got to relearn
Because you can't remember what you were doing.
Yeah, you don't remember the controls, you don't remember how it flows, none of it.
There's some games that, well, controls aside, there's some games that have included like little flashbacks of the key things that you did recently, like the Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, the remakes of the originals. They had that feature where when you would go back in, it would show like, okay, you just beat this gym or you just visited this place as kind of the last couple of things you did since your last, like, key things you did since your last save. So something like that, I found it helpful. Like most of the time, like if you're playing constantly, it's just like, okay, whatever, hurry up, get past this part. I remember what I did, but coming back to it can be very helpful.
I am not dealt with it quite like that, like the flashbacks. Some like Doom is a very surface game. It is not deep at all. So you can actually, they have a thing called a codex that will you just go and you quickly read, or even they do these great little tutorials where it's just a quick little video to show you what it means. It's just a 3-4 sentence paragraph. Their tutorials are very bite-sized, and so you can go back through the codex, like, how do I do this? Oh yeah, I can do that, I can do this, and get a very quick refresher. But something like Control, where it's more of an adventure-based game with action, and the story is so good. The story that I want to get back into the story of that, but then I also have to remember how to use the controls and go, oh yeah, this will not play like Doom. I can't go running and gunning through this thing. But also that's the other thing about Doom is it's a Twitch game, meaning not Twitch.tv, but the original meaning of that just you're just moving so fast, and they show it on TV is always just nobody plays like this, right? But that's how it is on TV, where it's all the buttons getting hit at once. And to that point, my brain is very sharp. I'm very skilled. I can definitely play the game. I got to a big boss fight with multiple big bosses in it at once, and I had to drop the difficulty down. I got so close to beating it, but I had to drop the difficulty down to beat it. My 12-year-old playing the game at the same time, so he was right behind me. So okay, you play through, and he was playing on the normal level, and I dropped down to "Please Don't Hurt Me" is the name of the level. But he was able to beat it on the normal level. It's like, cool. I thought maybe because your brain is still just a little bit faster. Just you don't just learn the controls, you internalize it. Where I still have to think of things sometimes because again, that squirrel moment. If you don't play the game all the time, you don't internalize the controls, and that thinking process is that little ping delay that happens.
Oh yeah. Well, and it, like you said, you got to relearn the controls, because when you're into it, those controls become subconscious. Like you don't even think about, oh, I need to press the LB button or the LR button. Like it's just reflexive. You know that's the button you got to push. Get to it. That's why sometimes I've got a couple of games on the Switch, and then I've got games the same game on Steam, and the mapping is slightly different, and it throws me off.
Oh yeah,
for a bit.
Yeah. The only game I've internalized permanently, it feels like, is Borderlands 2/3. It's slightly different controls on both, but I can jump into there, not even think, just go. I might have conversations and keep playing, depending on what's going on.
We're talking a lot about first person shooters, so I've got to ask.
Sure.
Inverted or not inverted?
Not inverted.
Okay.
So I push up, it looks up.
That's most people, is not inverted. Man, I have played inverted for years and years and years, and I blame it on Duke Nukem for the 64, because by default it was inverted, and so that's what I got used to.
I get that, and I know I can invert it. I tend to learn the controls of the game, and maybe that's my problem. Maybe I should pick a style, and then if a game is doing different, adjust it. I do habitually go into change the cursor whatever you want to
The
call it.
sensitivity a little bit
Yeah,
higher.
the sensitivity, or lower depending on the game. I can't feel
Yeah.
like I'm dragging, but also if I push to the side and not slam to the side, I don't need a push to be all of a sudden I'm looking way over there or moving way over. I need my quotey fingers head movement to move in a certain speed window, and I will tweak that. But yeah, I tend to learn control. So let's say I played Doom and it's regular, then I go play Duke Nukem and it's inverted. I'll just try to remember that, and that could be part of my problem.
Well, and it's only if there is a joystick. So like Minecraft, for instance, where I'm playing with a mouse, I do not invert the y-axis because my mouse, I am very much used to my mouse going up when I go up. And yeah. So, but I know of some people who play even Minecraft inverted. But apparently that's because they got used to a lot of flight simulators. And so
yeah, and that's what I ask if you did a lot of flight simulators.
Yeah, pulling down on the mouse's look is going up and whatnot. Anyway, just a random tangent. Thought I'd inquire.
No, I get it.